So NFS is actually a project in Clarity, and it has a PR number, and it's a single item essentially, and that represents the entire project across the entire enterprise. So we need something in Rally that also is that single item, that maps one-to-one to the project in Clarity. And what the proposal is for that to be funding program. And funding program would live at the EIT slash EIT is the old name, DTD is the new name level. Because it needs to be at the top level. That's the very highest level in our Rally workspace at T-Mobile. It needs to be at the highest level so that teams across all the domains, whether it's middleware, self-service, funding program, can roll up the things they're working on to that single item that maps one-to-one to a Clarity project. That, again, would be funding program. Below that...
Question, Seth. What about the project which have been not funded? They are non-project. Where they may exist.
You mean like OpEx or things that haven't been approved
yet?
Yes,
the OpEx, yep.
Sure. So that could be done in a couple different ways. It may or may not actually have a funding program that it rolls up to, or we might create containers. Essentially, the funding program, just imagine, just the terminology might be a little bit confusing. It's just like the big thing. It's the top level. It's called funding program right today. I think they're going to change the name slightly, but it's whatever the top level is. So the funding, like don't worry about that too much, whether it's funded or not. So OpEx could roll up, for example, to a container, maybe delivery pipeline improvements, or maybe small enhancements, or maybe production support. There could be containers, 2018, small enhancements, 2018, delivery pipeline work, whatever it is. So there would be containers that teams could hang their features and initiatives off of. And so you could see all the similar types of work across all of the applications that's going on. That would be one solution, or another solution would be to have that. I'll talk about the lower levels here in a second, but you could stop at a lower level where it made sense and not go all the way up to the portfolio or to the highest level. Does that answer your question, or does that add more confusion? Okay. So the next level down below that, actually, let's just skip initiative for a second, and we'll just jump straight down to features. So a feature. The features will be basically broken down on a project to be application specific, at least in the short term. And there's some pros and cons with that. So that's the pro. I mean, the pro is that's how teams are doing it today. You guys are building features in SIVR, and once that feature's done, you might have one feature, or two features, or three features, or whatever to support a project. And you finish your 3 features, and you're done, supporting that project. And those features are managed, and they live at the application level. The problem with that, and it's fine, that's continue. Of course, the problem with that, just to be 100% transparent, is stories, as you guys probably know, is stories in agile. They should be vertical slices of capability, and they should be potentially shippable product increments. And each story should deliver some value to the user, and each story should be able to ship out at the end of end of the sprint into prod. That's obviously not the case because there are dependencies for a lot of these types of projects with middleware and other systems. So in order for your story to be shippable, it has to have some other dependency resolved. Same with your features. A lot of times your features, they can't just go out on their own and be turned on. You have dependencies in other domains. So that is a challenge.